My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Avatar Aang The Last Airbender. And okay, so I watched the show for the first time 3, maybe 4 years ago, and I wasn't the biggest fan of season 1, but season 2 did win me over. I started to really love these characters and love the story and love the world building, and season 3 was great as well. I then went back and rewatched season 1, and I loved it much more on a rewatch. And I'm even one of those few people who loves The Legend of Korra. So I'm a big fan of this franchise, and when I heard we were getting a continuation of Aang's story in a theatrical animated movie, I couldn't believe it. It was like a dream come true, and I was so excited to see this movie on a big screen, only for Paramount to screw everything up. They demoted this movie to a streaming movie, which is a decision I've always hated. But now that I've seen the movie, I will say that it is one of the worst decisions ever made in Hollywood history. I am just baffled at the handling and the disrespect this movie has received. You just watch it, and this is a movie made for the big screen, and I can't actually comprehend the decision making of Paramount. It's just really saddening and frustrating, and yeah, this movie deserved much better. But I really do kind of love this movie. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And Eric Name plays Aang here, and I thought he brought Aang to life so incredibly well. He just nails his personality. Like, he's still funny and lighthearted, but he does take himself a bit more seriously here. I like how so much of this movie is focused on his character, and I just thought he fully delivered. Then we've got Dave Bautista, who I did love in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I loved him in Blade Runner 2049. But his performance here might be his best work yet. I thought he was excellent. He comes across as sincere when he needs to be. He's really scary and menacing when he needs to be. And he just brings this character to life in a pitch perfect manner. Then we've got Jessica Madron, who is great as Katara. She just nails the attitude. She is so sincere and loving and good, and I was really impressed with her here. Woman Ziraguzo does a really terrific job as Sokka. Like, holy shit, he just nailed this character. He really did. He nailed the personality, the energy, and he's so funny and entertaining. I loved his performance. Steven Yeun plays Zuko. And okay, I'm a big Invincible fan. So like whenever he talks, I was always thinking of Mark Grayson, but he still does a pretty good job. It's a very different Zuko than we're used to, and I wish we kind of saw him a bit more, but still a pretty good performance. Diane Kwan as Toph, she just knocked it out of the park. She just brought Toph to life so perfectly. Her personality, every line delivery is gold. It's so nice to see these characters again. It really is, and they just captured the spirit of them in a perfect manner. It makes me very happy. Then we've got Frida Pinto, who does a pretty good job in her minimal screen time. Kiwi Kwan has a very distinct personality in his minimal screen time. Taika Waititi isn't in this movie much, but he's still pretty funny and entertaining. And Gildan Viswanathan plays this one character who could have been a forgettable side character, but I actually thought she brought a bit of depth to her. She actually kind of stands out, and she does a really good job. So this movie is well acted, and it's kind of unreal to be back in this world. It's kind of unreal to see Aang and Katara and Sokka and Zuko and Toph again. It's just this movie made me very happy, and it felt like a proper continuation of these characters, and it felt like a proper continuation of the series finale. You know, the world is united, but Aang still feels alone. He is the last airbender, and he still feels that weight. And he comes across another airbender, and there seems to be a promising sign for him for the future. And I really like how in depth this movie explores Aang as a character, and I love how this movie is about what does unity really mean, and I love the way the story escalates. It's very tense and effective, and some could argue predictable, but I'm okay with it. Like, tropes exist for a reason, and I would have been annoyed if this movie didn't progress the way it did. And I just like how it still feels like a fun adventure, but there's more dramatic weight here. Like they just nailed it. They really, really did. And I loved the music by Jeremy Zuckerman. But it's time to talk about the animation. And remember at the beginning of this review when I said this movie should have been seen on the big screen? Oh yeah. Like, this animation is next level. It is one of the most gorgeous movies I have seen. Just, I was kind of blown away by it. It's so bright and colorful, and the character expressions are lots of fun. The environments are brought to life incredibly well. The showcase of power is pitch perfect. And the action is wow. Like, it is truly incredible. Like, visually, this movie just gives you everything you could possibly want from an Avatar Last Airbender movie. So I really did love this movie. My only negative is it's an hour and 40 minutes. I kind of wish it was 2 hours long. Like, the movie is very go, 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 which I'm okay with. But it would have been nice to see a bit more of Aang's and Katara's relationship. It would have been nice to see Aang's and Zuko's friendship. It would have been nice if we got a few more slow, quieter character moments between these characters that I love so very much. And it just, you know, I love everything we got. I just wanted a bit more. But all that said, I can't recommend this movie enough, especially if you're a fan of the show. It is visually beautiful. The story feels like a proper continuation. The characters are brought to life so well. Like, they really do capture the spirit of the show, and I'm so happy this movie exists. I just wish I could have seen it on the big screen, but I'll give Avatar Aang The Last Airbender an 8.5 out of 10. I know it's probably not going to happen, but I would really like it if we got a trilogy here. Like, you know, you reintroduced me to these characters, and now I need more. So, I'm not holding my breath, but fingers crossed. But Avatar Aang The Last Airbender. Have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin